Ladies, this is so important. I'm literally not even stopping driving to take this TikTok right now. Advice on men. Listen up, get your notebooks out because you are going to want this. Works every fucking time, and you are going to be telling all of your friends to do it, bragging about it to everybody because you're gonna be so happy, okay? Ready? Men. Don't fucking do it!
You know, guys, my response to these girls who are always screaming in their car, complaining that they can't find good men, complaining that they can't find husbands, boyfriends, relationships, whatever the case may be, has always been, who hurt you? Okay, because when guys are fed up with dating, when guys want to, just go off into the woods and live by themselves because they're sick and tired of society, they're sick and tired of modern dating, society will ask men, who hurt you? Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video, and on today's episode, guys, we have a banger of a story for you here today. We have a story of yet another wife who has decided to throw away her relationship, to throw away her marriage, to throw away her potential future family to go and get with her guy, quote-unquote, friend. Now, before we jump into today's story, guys, I have always said this. When girls are out here, they're dating men for long periods of time, and they want you to believe the, oh, he's just a friend narrative. Guys, do not buy it. Okay, women have options lined up for after your relationship is concluded. Okay, you might think that, oh, my girl would never do that to me, or, she's only got eyes for me, guys. But trust me when I say, pretty much every single woman has a backup plan for when your relationship goes south. Now, you might not even have to do anything wrong, okay? You might not even have to screw up, but the fact of the matter is that these guys who are on the wings, who are just, your girl's quote-unquote friends, these are not her friends. And I will go a step further, guys, to say that these women know that the guys who are their quote-unquote friends are not really friends. Okay, a lot of these girls are just playing stupid, they're playing dumb, and they want you to believe that he's just a friend so that she can keep her backup ready there to go. Now, guys, before we jump into today's story, as always, guys, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. Locals is totally free to join, guys, and same thing with Patreon for supporters over there. You guys get exclusive videos, and it helps me be able to put out content for you guys to enjoy. And, YouTube doesn't really like all of our videos, guys, so if you want to get some exclusive stuff, or you want, just to support the channel for free, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link, as always, will be in the video description. But without further ado, let's jump into today's story. And it is titled, just a very simple title here, My Wife Had an Affair with an Old Friend. Now, unfortunately for us, this guy doesn't know what grammar is, and he's just lumped it all together in a giant block of text. But fear not, guys, I will read it to you in case you're doing something else, so you don't have to read this. Let's jump in. Me, a 36-year-old male, and my wife, who is a 32-year-old female, have been married almost 10 years and have 3 small children. So would you look at that? The woman not only threw away her marriage, she also threw away her family in the process. Well done. About 5 years ago, my wife had an affair. I had a feeling at the time, since it wasn't the first time I had been cheated on. We got married after a year of dating, and she was the one that proposed to me. We didn't have a wedding or anything, we just got married in court. I have always asked her if she wants a wedding, but she always gives me the same response, for what? She's a really simple woman. She doesn't really like going out or drinking, or so I thought. Now let's take a pause here. So this guy is in a relationship with a woman. They get married after a year. Guys, I would consider this to be a red flag. I don't care what anyone says, okay? Because what happens is when girls start to reach that age where they're like, you know what? I need a family, I need that long-term commitment, they'll oftentimes leave it till the very last minute, and then they'll say, you know what, now's the time I want my good man. So oftentimes they'll have to rush the process. Okay, I would go as far as to say that the behavior is actually predatory, guys, where women will go out there, not all women will do this, by the way, before the all police come to the channel and say, oh, Taylor said all women do this. No, okay? But a lot of women will go out there and they will literally hunt for a guy who's going to be their husband. Now, it's not going to be the man that she was actually interested in her early 20s. It's going to be some guy who lacks boundaries, who lacks self-respect, who is just going to sit there and take any sort of bad behavior that comes his way. Point and case, the relationship with this woman started and she had an affair earlier on. Okay, if you guys allow an affair, if you allow a cheater into your life, if you allow them to stay in your life after you find out that they've been cheating or doing something behind your back, you're actually teaching them how it's appropriate to treat you. So if you sit in a relationship, your wife has an affair, okay, and then you think it's okay to continue the relationship, I have news for you, buddy, because you have just taught the wife how to treat you. You have just taught your partner how to treat you. And guys, we are brought up in a society right now that says, oh, don't worry, you know, if she's the right one, you can heal anything, or time heals all, or through love, you're supposed to just bear everything. But my answer to that, guys, is no, you absolutely should not. And I'm actually going to lay some blame on the dude here for choosing to stay in a relationship with this woman to begin with. Okay, so she cheated at the start, 3 children in tow, married after a year, she proposed, all just huge red flags, guys, that scream to me she needs the security, and she doesn't actually care about the family, and she doesn't actually care about him. Let's continue with the story. So blah, blah, blah. Around 5 years ago, she started being weird. Oh, no, sorry. Around the 5th year, she started being weird, hiding her phone from me, being distant, and she changed her password so I wouldn't be able to check her phone, deleting messages, typical unfaithful behavior, and I saw all of the flags. It happened for a couple of weeks during the month of December. I noticed that she started putting on makeup to work and putting perfume. She has never done that. She also started working out and started taking care of herself at the same time. We only had 2 small children. Okay, my man, your 3rd child is probably not yours, and I would be skeptical if the first 2 were even yours also. Okay, so if you're sitting there, you have 2 children, you know that she's previously had an affair, your your alarm bells should be absolutely ringing. You should just be thinking to yourself, man, these kids are probably not mine, especially if the 3rd one happened, okay, after this affair you found out or whatever. So let's keep going with this. So she started doing all these things, and he said when I talked to her about it, she got defensive and said I was overreacting, and she was just talking to her friends on the phone. When I asked why she changed her password, she said that because she didn't want the kids to go in her phone, and she said that she could. I had always had access to her phone, and she's to mine. No big deal if we used each other's phone. One day I noticed a charge for a wax place, and it was weird because she never gets wax down under. She takes care of herself, but not like that. I had asked her to do that for me before, and she told me it was gross. One night she fell asleep watching a show on her phone, so I grabbed her phone. I noticed on Snapchat she had had her old friend, the affair partner, on there. Okay, so beyond the fact that I have no idea why this dude is in the relationship to even begin with, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about this point here, where she says that, you know, there are certain things that she won't do for him, but she goes off and does them for these other men, or this other guy that she's actually interested in. This is why, guys, you can never believe girls when they say things like, oh, I'm not that type of girl, or, oh, I would never do that. What she's really saying when she's saying those things is she would never do those things for you. Okay, because the guy that she's highly attracted to, the man that she really wants, oh, she'll go get waxed. She'll start exercising, okay? But if get this, her husband, if he suggests to her that she start exercising, or if he suggests to her that she takes better care of her hygiene in whatever capacity that may be, oh, all of a sudden he's being offensive, and she can't be bothered doing that, and it's rude for him to ask. You see how they'll make all the rules for the dudes that they're not attracted to. If the woman is not attracted to you guys, everything will be an issue, okay? If you want to do anything, if you want to go for a trip to do golf, if you want to ask her to do something, she'll get defensive at you, she'll get angry at you, she'll try and control you and say, oh, no, you're not allowed to do this and that. She'll start trying to be able to give you permission, as if that's not a complete insult, to do these things. Okay, but the guy that she's attracted to, oh, she wouldn't dream of trying to stop him from going on a golf trip. She wouldn't dream of not taking care of herself because she just wants a shot at that guy. One of the hardest things I think for men to realize, guys, is dudes who are unattractive to women, like, and I typically mean physically attractive here, but the guys who are unattractive to girls, like, the girls don't even care about them to the point that they'd actually rather go and do things that they don't want to do just to have a shot with the men that they're attracted to. So girls will skip out on a loyal, loving relationship, having a family with a guy who's going to be there for them on the chance that they're going to have that man that they're actually attracted to, guys. Like, let that sink in, how absolutely disturbing that is, to throw away a family, okay, which, by the way, is probably not even this dude's family, just to have a shot with Chad. That's just absolutely insane. Let's continue with the story here. If I can even find where we're up to. This guy's grammar is just beyond me. So let's continue here. I grabbed her phone. I noticed on Snapchat. If you're, by the way, guys, if your girl has Snapchat, she is not your girl. Okay, Snapchat is probably one of the worst applications if you compare it to things like Instagram. Like, honestly, Snapchat is just such a bad application. All of these applications are bad for relationships, but Snapchat essentially just is the worst one, in my opinion, because the messages are actually deleted on that platform. So a lot of girls will use this to cheat over Instagram. If a girl's using Instagram to cheat, what she'll do is she'll move the conversations to like other what are they called, like other tabs. You guys know how on like Instagram, right, or a lot of social media applications, they'll actually split where the messages come in, so you can have requested messages and you can have different categories. Girls who are cheating will oftentimes on these applications, they'll split where the messages come in, but on Snapchat you don't even have to do that because the messages are just deleted. And you can probably, at least as far as I know, I don't use Snapchat, but I'm assuming you can change the name of the person who's messaging you, so you can give them a nickname that the guy won't ever recognize, and then you can just delete the messages as they come in, because that's what the app does. It's so disgusting, man. Like, I swear to you, these applications are literally made just so that relationships are ruined. Let's keep going. I noticed on Snapchat that she had her old friend, the affair partner, on there, and when we started dating, she told me about him, that he was somewhat open about our past, and I had told her to cut him out of her life, and she agreed. So I deleted him and blocked him from her Snapchat, and I confronted her about it, and she said nothing, and just says we don't and just said she won't talk to him again. She will. She will talk. She stepped over your boundary once, so it's going to happen again. A week or two passed, the same thing. She fell asleep with her phone on. I checked it and saw that she had added him again. Just changed his display name. There you go, guys. So literally what I was just talking about right there. She changed his display name. I woke her up and confronted her and asked why she was still talking to him. She said nothing, so I grabbed her phone and threw it just to get a reaction from her again, and she said nothing. Guys, don't throw your girl's phone or get mad or anything. Just leave the girl. You know what I mean? It's honestly, it's healthier for the kids in the long run. This woman is not a mother by any means, and they're probably not even his kids. So he says, so I started telling her about divorce and selling our home, and she finally started crying and telling me that she was just talking to him and nothing else. I love how this is the part of the story where the woman cries, okay? Not the part where he catches her, not any of the other things, but the moment he talks about selling an asset, that's when the woman cries. And let me tell you why. The woman doesn't care about the man. She does not care about him. She cares about the security. So look, guys, she's not even emotionally reactive until he mentions selling the asset, because that was her meal ticket. She doesn't give a damn about the dude. She's not sorry that she got caught, not at all. She said that she didn't do anything with him or anyone else. Yes, she did. She changed her password so I could check her phone whenever I wanted, and had stopped being on her phone so much. I never believed her. I've been in similar situations where the affair partner won't admit to anything unless you have proof. We worked it out from our kids. Not much long after her affair, she ends up pregnant, and I have always questioned if the child was mine. She would tell me it was, and there was no one else. For the past 5 years, I have always had to wonder what she really did. She swears that she did nothing. Since I have access to her Facebook now, it took a long time, but I found out about her past turns, and she used to have a really physically active, she used to be really physically active, would drink and party a lot, not long before we started dating. and she would get with the affair partner every other day, but they never dated. In a conversation that she said she had described with a friend about how she was talking to someone and her birthday was coming up and she wanted the closeness for her birthday, but the guy she was talking to might not go, and she was thinking about inviting her AP because she would have a good time. Her friend told her to stop getting with him if she wanted something serious, and she responded that her affair partner was good, but the guy she was talking to was good too. That's just a little backstory about the relationship with this guy. Anyway, we went on vacation last year. Her phone got ruined and she wasn't able to log into her Snapchat and email, so she made a new one on the new phone. After a year of that happening, I was able to log in her old email, giving me access to her old Snapchat. So I unblocked him, and soon after her sends a message saying he wanted to get in contact but didn't know how. I asked my friend what I should do, and I told him that I was going to pretend to be her if I could see if I could find anything else out. Guys, whenever we cover situations like this in the past, guys, my thoughts have always been, number one, never get mad at the girl, just leave her. That'll hurt a lot more than you getting upset and crying over these sorts of things. Just straight up leave the girl, tell her she has X amount of time to get out, or you get out and you just sell the property. Just do whatever you can to leave the relationship. But the other thing I would say, guys, is when your trust has been broken, there is no need to go searching through social medias and doing all these other things, because what's going to happen is you're just going to hurt yourself more. You already know that you shouldn't be in a relationship with this woman. You already know that she's a terrible person. You already know that she previously cheated on you, which, by the way, you need to get a paternity test for that. Okay, so my question is, why are you even bothering to go through her things when you know that she's a terrible person? You're just going to end up hurting yourself more. You're going to find things that are incredibly obvious. You're looking for the good in a person who's already shown you what kind of person they are. I can't make sense of it. Let's continue. For 2 weeks, there was not much, just small talk. Only time he would be interested in a conversation if it was a bedroom fun nature conversation. He would send pictures without a shirt, telling me thinking it was my wife to go spend the weekend with him. So I would go along. He would send videos of certain things that I can't cover here on YouTube. This guy is a clown for doing this, by the way, guys. So one day I get my answer. He slipped up and said that he picked her up from and blah blah blah. He picked her up from work and said he loved how sneaky she was. He said he only did it once, but I have my suspicion. My relationship with my wife has been good before and after the affair. We got each other out of poverty and we are in a lot better place now with our families. We don't really argue for the most part. Our bedroom wasn't bad, but she did stop getting with me because she was always tired from work, so we wouldn't have got a lot of closeness. Again, guys, making rules for the man that she's not actually attracted to. Okay, the guy who is the husband, the guy who's the provider, he gets the, oh, I'm too tired, and he gets the, oh, I don't want to do that because I can't be bothered, or this is gross, or blah, 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 any sort of excuse. But the guy that she's attracted to, the man on Snapchat, her affair partner, oh, she'll sleep, she'll go out middle of the night, or she'll sneak out after work to go and see him. But the guy who's actually, laying down his loyalty and caring about the woman and trying to have a long-term relationship and a family, no, she's too tired, guys. Just get out of those relationships, man. If a girl tells you crap like this, your relationship is already over, man. It's absolutely already over. So I would always try to please her, always try for her, do things for her. Sometimes I do work a lot, but I do give her everything I can. She comes from a single parent home. I'm going to guess the dad was missing, maybe, because her dad was the A-word to her mum and left them to fend for themselves at a young age. Yeah, again, guys, notice how I picked that ahead of time, by the way. What a surprise. Her dad is missing. What a surprise. The woman is treating the man like crap. And what a surprise, the father figure was missing from her life. This is what I'm talking about, guys. When the father figure is missing, these girls don't actually have any respect for men. And I'm going to relay it back to this as well. If you hear this narrative, this is the narrative that a lot of single mothers come up with and say, guys. They'll say things like, my ex-partner was abusive, right? He's the A-word. He's toxic. He's a narcissist. He gaslit me. He did all of these horrible things, and that's why I'm a single mother. Or you'll run into girls who will say those things about their previous partners. Guess what, guys? Even if you're a good man, those are the labels that she's going to hit you with when your relationship dissipates. And I will tell you guys, when women throw around these words, it's not always true. Okay, you can no longer believe girls when they say things like these. You can't believe women when they say he was toxic, he was the A-word, because you don't actually know. And a lot of the women will straight up lie because they'd rather lie than take any accountability for the situation at all. For all you know, she could be the one that cheated on him. I mean, she's cheating on you. So, and I would hazard a guess and say when this relationship finally dissipates, oh, you'll become the abusive one. Like, this guy will get called those words. He'll probably get called a narcissist. He'll get called toxic or whatever other words under the sun, guys, because that is a relationship pattern that she has. Okay, I do not buy without proof that the guy was an awful guy, that her previous partner was a bad man, guys. I no longer, guys, I do not believe these women when they say things like these, especially when they are the ones cheating in their current relationship. Okay, she had an affair, she has 3 children, probably not the man's, and I'm expected to, what, just take her word? And the fact that this guy takes her word is incredibly sad to me. But, you know, let's wrap up this story and see how it ends. The confrontation. She was reading a book in our bed and I laid next to her and asked her if we can talk. Our relationship at this point has been good. This has always been really eating at me from the inside, but I'm good on suppressing my emotions. I asked her what really happened and she said, "Why are you bringing this up? I thought we were past this." I told her, "You were past this, not me." Again, she said nothing. Typical cheater. I know I needed proof before she admitted anything. I still don't know why this guy's just hanging around here. So I bluffed, told her I knew, and she still denied it. I told her I knew that he picked her up from work. She had a blank look in her face like she got caught, but that's all I knew. So I asked her what they do. She said nothing, just talk. I told her that's not true. I know what happened, but I need to hear from her. Lies after lies. We almost kissed, but I stopped. This guy is just absolutely silly for this situation. It's quite hard to read because his English is quite broken here. She did things for him she didn't do for me, even if I asked her. She told me how sorry she was. She told me that she didn't know why she did it and didn't want to tell me what really happened because she didn't want to lose me. I told her if you didn't want to lose me, then why would something like that happen? And she said that she didn't know. She kept crying and told me she would move out next week. No. There's no next week. You move out today. You move out, you go stay with your parents, you organize some truck to come get all of your crap. You move out today, woman. You are gone. He says this was about 2 months ago. It crushed me. I couldn't sleep or eat. It was hard on my physical and mental health. I asked her to stay, but it won't be easy, that I was mostly doing it for the kids and she has a lot of work. Again, this guy's an idiot for asking her to stay. It's just going to happen again. During our marriage, that was the only time she has ever acted like that. She has been really good to me now and has been really attentive to all of my needs. I'm looking for advice on what I do. I've been told to try and work it out since it was so long ago and we have a family together, but I feel empty and I feel like there is more to the story, but also I don't know. So this guy's story was incredibly hard to read because look at this, just one giant paragraph. You know, his English seemed to be quite broken here. So we eventually got through the story, but basically this guy had a wife that cheated on him a long time ago, and then he found out that she was cheating on him more recently, and the guy wants to take her back. Okay, I said this in the last video where we covered a cheater, guys, but honestly, to me, the guy is just as bad as the woman in this situation because he's actually encouraging her to cheat on him. He's actually sitting there and saying, you know what? I'm okay with you cheating on me. I'm okay with you treating me terribly. And honestly, guys, to me, that's not something that men should be out here doing. Absolutely not. But guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. Leave your thoughts on what this guy should do. I know he should just kick her out immediately. Discontinue the relationship. She's not even worth a relationship to begin with. Get her out of the house. Get your paternity tests done. Lawyer up if need be. And take your assets and leave her ass in the dust. But guys, we're going to be leaving it there. Don't forget to subscribe to our other content creators, Hadan from Peace of Mind and Detective Warg. Their channels, as always, guys, will be linked in the video description. If you're interested in supporting the channel, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals or Patreon, guys. If you become a supporter on either of those platforms linked in the description, you guys get access to exclusive videos where we talk about subjects that YouTube doesn't particularly like. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, make sure you check that out. But guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I will be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.